I'm David Foster.
And I'm Laria Petrucci. Today's episode, we're going to talk all about light bulbs.
Light bulbs. Who'd have thought? And it's kind of crazy because there's been a huge movement to change. You know, if you're going to live a more sustainable lifestyle, one of the first things you can do is change your light bulbs.
Right.
However, at the beginning, everybody was like, CFL. Yeah, well, that turned out to be a little bit, that was just kind of bad information.
Right, which we'll go into in a little bit. But the average American household has 40 light bulbs in the entire house.
That's a lot of light bulbs.
40 bulbs. That is a lot of light bulbs. And if you think about the possibility of changing all those bulbs at once, now back with incandescents.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. With incandescents, like we used to go to the grocery store and you would get like 20 packs.
Right.
Because they would go out all the time.
Yes.
So.
But you can't really do that with LEDs or CFLs these days. So I'm going to give you a few stats here. So let's think about the price consequences of going towards LEDs and what we can do about that, right? So the average cost of an LED is $36. When you're sitting there in a store looking at incandescents at $1.25, an LED for, $15 to $36,
it's like your wallet shrivels up.
Yeah, you're sitting there thinking, this is outrageous. What is it about the LEDs that are worth it to go that route, right? So, I mean, that would be $1,440 in order to change all 40 light bulbs in your house. Obviously not ideal. You wouldn't even be able to eat or pay rent that month.
No, I have better things to spend $1,400 on than light bulbs.
So an LED lasts 50,000 hours, right? The CFL lasts 10,000 hours, and an incandescent lasts only 1,200 hours, to put it all in perspective. The life of a bulb, if you take the life of a bulb, the cost of the electricity it takes to run that bulb, and the amount of, over time, the amount of bulbs you actually have to buy. Let's look at the math for that. Incandescent, you're going to pay $353 for all those bulbs, all the electricity it uses, all of that stuff for 50,000 hours of a lifetime. And then CFLs, you're going to pay $90. So that's a huge difference. When it comes to LEDs, you're going to pay $86. Now you might be thinking, well, CFL's LEDs, not that big of a difference in terms of the price. But obviously the CFLs and LEDs, compared to an incandescent for 50,000 hours, it's definitely a cost saver. But CFLs...
Yeah, so there was a huge movement to replace your bulbs with CFL bulbs, which, I bought into, but it turns out that disposing of them is quite a process. So the LED makes more sense, and and I actually like the different, the way that an LED looks anyway. I mean, these are LED lights behind us here. I just like the way they look better.
So they basically came out and said it's dangerous to throw CFLs away, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And so what are you supposed to do with them?
Well, there are companies that actually will let you send them into them, or you send them a request. They send you a box, you put them in it, and you send it to them, and they have a way to dispose of them. Who wants to do that? Is so inefficient because then you have shipping, Yeah,
that actually takes that $90 cost and increases it. And you've got the gas for the trucks to do that and all this additional cost. So in reality, it's not really $90.
So actually you're increasing your footprint when you're trying to decrease it.
Exactly. So what can you do in order to take small steps and move towards those LEDs, which are more cost efficient, just not right up front? What are some ways?
One thing that you can do is just so you don't have to worry about replacing 40 bulbs all at once. Look at maybe the top 3 bulbs you use the most. So let's say you're in your living room or in your bedroom or whatever. Look at your usage and then replace the bulbs that you use most first.
And if you have one go out, obviously maybe just replace that one. Or if you could actually take the one from the most used, replace that, and if that one's still active and a lesser used one is not, go ahead and take that bulb out of the most used location, move that over into the lesser used location, and replace the most used with an LED.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does. It actually does. And that's the thing. So, you know, and you don't have to think about this as doing this all at once, because $1,400 is a big deal. But if you take, you know, say, and buy 1 or 2 light bulbs out of each paycheck, or like she was saying, if one goes out, it lessens that load. And even if you're taking small steps, that is huge compared to people who are taking no steps.
Exactly. So small steps, 1 light bulb a paycheck or 2 light bulbs a paycheck, whatever you can afford. And sometimes energy companies have deals that are going on. So look to your energy company and see if they have sales on those LED bulbs to help increase that. Now, another thing that you can do are timers. So set your lights to timers, and that will allow you to save energy, because often I will forget. I don't know about you, the closet light always gets forgotten for me.
Well, and you know what's kind of a funny little tidbit here? This is an extra tip that we weren't talking about. But with these LED light bulbs, most of them you can change color, right?
Yes.
So if you set for the evening time for your light bulb to go maybe blue, it actually messes with your circadian rhythm and actually will get you to get tired more naturally. So
really?
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
That's why I've been turning it on blue in the evenings.
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah, and I find myself getting tired.
Ah, that's brilliant. So let's talk about the smart bulbs that do just that. They change colors. They allow you to have a little bit more flexibility, like this iLumi.
So this is the iLumi, which we got at the Earth 911 storefront. Okay, so normally you would not put a bulb this size into a lamp this size, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to install this bulb, flick it on, and usually it goes through a cycle where it'll go white, blue, and red. This one did not do that. And so then you download the app in the App Store, and it's
iOS
for Android.
and Android.
Yep. And then I can actually control the lamp.
Oh, look at it went
so
blue.
I can give it blue, which, as I was saying, in the evenings is good. Got red, got green,
nice.
for going green. And you can also set this up so they have what are called scenes and experiences. So I can set up an experience to where my lights are off, but the minute that I walk in the door, they come on.
Which is great about these smart bulbs. And, you know, they're a little bit more expensive. These are $99 a bulb. But at least you get all of that wrapped into a package. And if you're a party goer, you can set it to your music to dance with the different colors.
Get a little disco going on. Right. While you're saving the planet.
Yeah, exactly. You can throw a green party.
Yes. And another thing too, you can set it so that it changes throughout the time of the day as well. So it will actually go with the sunrise to the sunset based on your circadian rhythm, and like change color. So it just makes it so that it's more in tune to your body.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I mean, I think they have a long way to go with the technology, because sometimes the things are a little bit buggy, but that's always the case with something new
technology. Yeah. So there you have it. Those are some ways that you can go green, live a more sustainable lifestyle by taking small steps towards that goal, and not emptying your bank account in the meantime.
Exactly. And make sure you shut off lights you're not using.
Like in the closet?
Yeah. Don't leave the closet light on.
That's me.
Motel 6, don't leave the light on for us.
Oh, I'm Laria Petrucci.
And I'm David Foster.
Bye, guys.